So the summer camp orientation is a half-day training. This is where you get all of your new hires, all of your returners, everybody that's on your current team. They're all together, including LITs. Now, for all of our guests right now, if you're wondering what that stands for, LIT stands for Leader in Training. All right. A leader in training, we're going to talk about who that is and what they are in just a second. But what I'm about to show you right now, which you're going to love, is the schedule of this half-day training. You're going to literally see the schedule that we used where we trained dozens and dozens of coaches all at one time to get them prepared for summer camp and to not only prepare them, but to get them ready to be successful. And then we're also going to skip ahead in the module and we're going to show you the room setup. Now, there's a lot more to the module than just those two things. We don't have time to cover all that today, but I want to give you guys the basics here. Okay, so if you're looking here at the screen, feel free to take notes. You can even screenshot it. So we like to start this at 9 a.m. And keep in mind, this is a 6-hour training. Doing them on Saturdays is vital, all right? We have the highest amount of attendance on Saturdays. One thing that we will discuss later, this is a paid event. It's mandatory that all of your team goes, and you have to be able to give them the date of this orientation when they are interviewing with you. Part of accepting the job is that they also have to commit to being at this training.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to have a trained coach, and they're not going to perform well. So a 9 a.m. arrival is important. Right around 9:10, you want to do welcome announcements. Super simple. 9:15, executive team introduction and vision, right? So who would be an example of the executive team?
Yourself as a CEO, if you have a business partner, anybody that is going to be somebody who the coaches would be reporting to.
Directors.
Regional. Yep, regional director. Those are going to be your executive team members. Basically, your coaches need to know who they can turn to for support. And that's the whole purpose of introducing them. It's not just to be like, hey, we're the authority here. It's like, no. These are the people that you need to lean into if you need assistance.
Yeah, I love that. You're introducing them as mentors.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so then 9:20 can be some icebreakers. And we can create an entire thread of icebreakers in our private groups, but this is basically where you get the group to have fun together. It's kind of like a little speed dating session. They get to know each other really quickly, and it sets the tone to be rather positive for the entire event. It's a lot of fun. 9:30, culture, mission, and core values. This is super important. You guys have to be able to share your vision, right? We're here to change kids' lives. We do this through summer camp and after school. We do this through evening programs like martial arts, dance, and cheerleading, and others. And it's important that your team understands your why as an owner. All right, 9:35, team policies and procedures. This is a really important one. We have an entire document inside of the download section of our summer camp course that gives you the team policies and procedures. You're welcome to use them as is, and if you need to add a few extras, you can. All right. 10:25, break for 5 minutes. 10:30, review the coach's guide, part number 1. We're going to do another break at 11:50. And then part number 2 of the coach's guide starts back at 12. All right, so where can they find Coach's Guide Part 1 and Part 2?
Yeah, basically, this is going to come down to your handbook and training resources that you would have. So if you go to the downloads, there are plenty of training resources that you'll have for your coaches. There is specifically an orientation that is for summer camp coaches, but then, of course, you have all of your checklists, your, going through the job descriptions, making sure that they fully understand what they are going to be responsible for. And that's where these guides are and what they need to make sure that they're fully trained on and how to do.
Yeah, and I also want to direct your attention here to 12:50 p.m. Okay, this is where they are signing the orientation guide, or they're signing their packet here. And what's important about this is you're collecting the signature because it indicates that they took the training, they were present, and they understand it.
Yes.
So important to be able to do that. All right, and then pretty much at that point, you can see here, at 1 p.m., you can review any of the specific modules that you want to cover. Like this would be an example of where our members will use the coaches module that's included in the course. So you could easily broadcast that video onto one of your TVs inside of your school.
Module 16, for those of you that want to know.
Yep, write that down. Module 16 in the course.
It's coaches.
Is what you want to show them. And then at 2 p.m., just do a walkthrough. And at 2 p.m., this is where you're going to go from room to room. You're going to show them around, educate them about the cubbies, the tables, the chairs, the cleaning checklist, where they can find cleaning supplies, just literally the basics. And in the course, we teach you everything that you need to do. But I just want to give you this quick overview because you can see it's just about a half-day training. That's it.
Yeah.
And everybody's ready to rock.
And listen, if you are a member who is in the Summer Camp Success course, please go and review all of Module 19 before you do your full 6-hour training. Like it has so much content and information that's in there. So I know obviously right now we are going through an overview of this schedule, but all of the details are within that part of it. So we want to make sure that you are fully prepared for it.
Yeah, for sure. Daniel has a great question. He says, can a director handle the orientation by themselves, or should owners be present and lead the orientation? I'll give you a couple of perspectives, Daniel, and I love that question. Number one is, has the director ever done this co-hosted with you? If they have already co-hosted an orientation with you, and you know with certainty that they're ready to rock, they represent the brand, they're great communicators, they're engaging, they're fun, then sure, they can be qualified at that time to lead the orientation. Now, I would say, however, when you ask, should the owners be present and lead the orientation, you should be present.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to lead the orientation, but you should be present. You have to remember, you're the leader of the team.
Yep.
When the leader of the team is not present, part of the culture is missing. When the leader of the team is not present and you've abdicated leadership to your director only, then what tends to happen, not every time, but it's more common than we like to see, is you'll have a team of employees versus a team of owners. Mm-hmm. It's an us versus them mindset instead of everybody being on the same team. So I highly encourage all owners to be present. All right, so that is a great question here. Okay, so let's keep going, and then we'll circle back around to some more questions. All right, so who is this training required for? This is basically the most simplistic answer we can give you. It's required literally for everyone.
Everybody.
Right?
Yes.
And what's funny, too, is people will see on the screen here, drivers need to be at the summer camp training. Yeah, yep. Absolutely, because they're on the team. This is a fantastic culture reminder for them. It helps them understand your why. It helps you have long-term retention with them. They feel important.
Yeah, just the same as, we're saying the owners need to be there. It's
everybody.
You have to be there. Everybody has to be there, because otherwise you create a divide within your organization. So when we talk about coaches and it says including specialty coaches, this means dance teachers, if they're coming in to teach soccer, if they're coming in to teach martial arts classes, if they're coming in to teach a fitness class, they all need to be present for this, because otherwise you create the team divide. Oh, well, that's the martial arts team and we're the summer camp team.
Yep.
No, you are one team. It is one organization. You guys are all working synergistically together, and you cannot have any level of divide within your organization of an us versus them.
Yeah.
Everybody is one.
We have some coaching members right now that have businesses with a dance program, a cheerleading program, a martial arts program, a summer camp, and after school, but yet they know through studying this course that it's one organization, one team, one mission and vision, right? So the moment that you start dividing into different programs, or you start dividing into different instructor groups, you're literally dividing your culture. Mm-hmm. That's the worst thing you can do. All right, so if you look here at the bottom, everyone has the same goal, which is changing lives. And everybody needs to be on the same page. All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to kind of skip forward here really quickly. We don't have time to cover all of that, but what I do want to cover is the classroom. So if you look in front of you right now, the blue rectangles represent tables, the green circles represent amazing human beings. And this is considered a classroom style setup. So no matter what room you have, whether you're literally hosting this in a classroom, or you're hosting this on some mats or the training floor, or if you have a gymnastics school and you've got people sitting between bars and balance beams and trampolines, you have to try your very best to set it up like this. And what's most important is you have the presenter in the front. They're standing in front of the dry erase board, or they're standing in front of the TV so that everybody can be on the same page and watch the presentations together. And then you want to have a semicircle pattern, right? So you want to arrange the tables as such. And the reason why we use tables is because you want your team to be able to take notes very easily on the content that they're learning. And you also want them to be able to write down their questions, just like what we're doing on Mindset Monday. You write your questions down and you get the support you need, right? You want your team to be able to get the support they need when they need it, which is right now. Okay, so the team leader is the person that stands in the front. And then again, you need to be there as an owner,
for sure.
Right? And you've got your rock star team sitting in place there. If you really want to make everything look awesome, and this is one of the things that we taught at the Carlos Machado event this weekend, is you want to promote on social media that you're doing this team training, right? So everybody write that in your notes. Take pictures, take videos, get video testimonials from all of the coaches, even the brand new ones that haven't started yet, and get them to talk about why they love being on the team and what they're excited about for this upcoming summer camp. When you take those videos, and they can be as short as 20 or 30 seconds, they can be as long as 1 or 2 minutes. Let your coaches talk about what they're excited about. Share their goals for the summer, and then post those videos all over social media. Repost them. You want to be proud of your team. We were just talking about that at the last seminar that we just gave. It's like you have to have a team that is literally the best, and you have to put them on a pedestal higher than yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So making sure that, you are showcasing each of those team members is going to be a home run. And this is a perfect opportunity because everybody is going to be in the same space at the same time, and they are going to be hyped up. When you execute this training properly, everybody's going to be excited. It's not a team meeting where we're going to sit down and everything's going to be boring. And by the end of it, they're like, oh, I'm so glad that that's over. Like, no, everybody at the very end of it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh man, summer camp doesn't start for another 3 weeks. Man, I wish it was starting right now. Like, they're going to be excited and looking forward to it. Everything is super fresh. They've had fun. They've played games. You've gone over different fun drills. That's part of the coach's guide is you're teaching them about some cool, fun games, some icebreaker games to play with the kids too during that time. So that is the opportunity when it's fresh, when they're excited. They've just gone through the training. They're wearing the uniform. They've got their lanyard on, like they're part of the team, to grab that testimonial video.
Yeah, it's awesome. So one question that came through was, do we provide lunch? Well, you can. You could also just provide light refreshments, and it's good. The session flies by. They're going to be done right around 2 o'clock, and then they can go eat lunch at that point if they need to, but you can have light refreshments for sure. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do a lot of like sugar and carbs because you'll have people falling asleep, but you could definitely have a veggie tray. You could do some fruit, stuff like that, some deli meats, some cheeses.
I don't know why this is funny to me.
We're talking about deli meats and cheeses.
No, it just got weird real fast.
So anyway, it's because I made eye contact with you.
Maybe. You looked at me and said deli meats and cheeses.
Hey,
and I was
it's
like,
all good.
whoa.
All right. So let's see here. Anthony Spillane had 2 questions. Would you allow time for lunch or lunch during training? I mean, you could have a working lunch.
Yeah.
We never did. We never had a working lunch. We just kept it light.
Yeah.
Should we schedule time to teach activities and games?
That's
kind of like the
really,
icebreakers.
Yeah, that's icebreaker, but also when you're doing the coach's guide, that's your time to showcase, this is how we sweep this floor. Right? I know it seems like such a simplistic thing, but that's also your opportunity to go, this is how we line up children. This is how we do attention getters. So that is what's happening during that time. So I would absolutely find like your core games that your kids love to do during those times, during your coach's guide times, so that they understand like, okay, this is a good like go-to that I can use if I've got some empty time.
Yeah.
And they have fun.
And I'm going to present a question that some of you might have, but some of you need to know. So if you have an employee who accepts the job and they accept that they're going to be there, they're like, yep, we're going to be there 100%. It's a numbers game. Like almost everybody shows up. You might have one person that has an emergency or an illness. Like it just happens. If that does occur and you need that person on your team, you as the owner or regional director need to be the person that sets up a one-on-one training with them and knocks this out as fast as possible. Everybody has to be trained. You can't just not be trained and expect to crush it during summer camp. It's not going to happen. So emphasize that it's paid, emphasize that it's mandatory, and then be flexible as an owner. That if you have that, one person that can't make it and it's a legitimate, documentable illness or emergency, be flexible to get them trained. Now, if you have somebody that's like, oh, I just can't make it, and they give you some lame excuse, the fact that you've already talked about this on the front end when they were being interviewed and hired means that they've just qualified themselves. Like they're done. They're DQ'd. They're out. This is why we also teach in our system to always be hiring, to always build a list of interested applicants, because you might need to replace one person, maybe two people. You never know. And you as an owner, if you have this list of 50, 80, 100 potential resumes in an email list, you could even email them a year from now for next summer and be like, hey, guys, we're doing group interviews. Are you interested? Write us back. And you'll have all these people just jumping right back in to want to reapply. So just keep that in mind. We want you as the owner to have that leverage so that you are always in charge of an amazing team. All right. Let's see here. We've got a couple questions coming in. Anthony Gilbert says, water, energy drinks, granola bars, fruit and veggies, and definitely cheese. Emmy Best says, Success Team Coaching Catering Company next. Hey, you never know. All right, Tyler has a question. He says, could you role play with your team and give them leading opportunities to simulate coaching the campers while playing a game? Yeah, you certainly can.
Yep.
Absolutely. And one other thing to keep in mind, and we teach this in our course, for everybody that has been in the system and you already have an after-school program, you can easily give those brand new coaches the opportunity to get some on-the-job training in your after-school program. You can also do this at a parents' night out. So in our system, we teach that you want to have at least one parents' night out every single month. Well, cool. April, May, those two parents' night outs, those are a perfect opportunity to allow your summer camp coaches to come in and get some training and to have some fun. It's really cool. All right. Let's see here. And then we'll do one more question before the next topic. Ernesto says, is there a dedicated Facebook group for admins or coaches when they finish going through the training? Yes. Ernesto, as a platinum or diamonds member, we have a special private group that is designed specifically for coaches, directors, admins, drivers. Literally any team member that you have can be part of that group when you're in our program. There's over 500 people in that group, and it's awesome. So that gives them the opportunity to post questions. Lauren, myself, our team, we answer those questions as well. And what's also really cool is you'll see a lot of directors and coaches mentoring each other in that group, which I love to see that as well. So, yep, definitely. And we have that link in the Platinum group. So if you need to look at it, Becky Best, if you can write this in your notes to tag Ernesto in the link to the team group. Now, also, I will say this, while we're on that topic, the team group is not for owners. It's just for team members. And the reason why we do that is because we want the team members to be able to have complete ability to give confidential feedback, and this helps us coach you. So if there's ever a red flag, we can see it very, very quickly. We can reach out to you and give you the heads up if something needs to be addressed. And that is a massive benefit for our coaching members. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people are asking for the link for that group. Yep, it's been posted a bunch of times in Platinum over the last couple of years. I can repost that at the top of the group today. And again, it's team members only, not you owners. If you apply as an owner,
you
will
get
get
denied.
declined.
You
And I'm-
cannot be
Then
in
I'm
the
going to
group.
send you a message and go, I told you not to apply for that group. But yeah, it's a very helpful group. I mean, this is something that we wish we could have had,
Right.
well over a decade ago when we were doing this. And it's super helpful. All right, so let's switch gears here. What is an LIT and why should they have them?